And some might like to call this a project recipe. Lasagna is typically a fan favorite. I personally love it. The only thing I don't love about it is that it is a lot of dough. It always is very heavy. You're always so full at the end of the night. This rotolo has every great taste of lasagna without the heavy bogged down noodle feel. So what I have is I have fresh pasta noodles. And we're gonna kind of layer it and then we're gonna roll it up. It's a lot of steps and some might like to call this a project recipe. However, I think it's worth it. You can do huge batches at a time, you can freeze it, and it's great for a party. So on our first layer of pasta, typically I do like to blanch them for about 30 seconds. I do not make my own pasta. I get it at my favorite Italian deli. You will want to blanch them for 30 seconds and then give it an ice bath after. So on our first layer, I have bechamel. We're going to go all the way to the top. Next, I have a mixture of pecorino and Parmesan. We're going to sprinkle that all the way along. Then I have a pizza mozzarella, just grated on a regular grater. On top of that, we're gonna add our next pasta sheet and press. Now, we're gonna add our bolognese. Typically, bolognese is quite heavy. I like to do mine for this recipe. Instead of using red wine, I like to use white wine. It's a little bit lighter. I also like to use whole star anise while it's simmering. It gives almost a sweet taste, which I really like. So on the top, I've left it empty, and that's gonna be our glue for the roll. We're gonna take a little bit of our bechamel, and I find that using an offset spatula is the easiest here. We're going to carefully and quickly roll this tightly, like so. And then this is gonna go to the fridge for an hour or two just to let it set so that when we slice into it, it's not gonna all fall apart. So I have one cooled that I'll show you how to cut. So this has been prepped and ready to go. So what you wanna do is slice it about 1 inch to 2 inches, and it's gonna come out looking like this. To start, I have a tomato sauce that I've made. It is San Marzano tomatoes with garlic, basil, some chilies, and some olive oil. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this face side down in the roasting dish. This is gonna go in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes at 400 to 425. And then we're gonna remove it, and I'll show you how to do the cheese on top. So we are looking good here. And I have in front of me a mixture of roasted garlic, mascarpone, and ricotta. I've put it in a food processor and blitzed it until it's really, really smooth and creamy. With a piping bag, just pipe little dollops in between the edges. Then this is gonna go back in the oven for another 5 to 10 or until the cheese gets nice and golden brown. Alternatively, if you feel that the lasagna is ready and you want to eat now, you could torch it just to get that nice color. So our lasagna is done. You can see the top is nice and crispy. I want to take it out because I don't want it to overcook. So I would like the cheese to be a little bit more brown. So I have brought our torch, and all we have to do is just get that crispy edge. This rotolo is so delicious. It is a crowd pleaser, whether you're serving 2 or you're serving 10. You can portion control, you can make them in small or big, and I think you'll really enjoy.